The Illusion of Justice, The Global Mirage of Law by R.R.Purperhart, Lankar Ida Baguz. Justice. A word spoken with pride in every nation. Yet rarely is it truly lived. Across the globe, citizens are expected to know the laws that shape their very existence. But this expectation is an illusion. A carefully nurtured veil, draped by states to hide their weakness, their hypocrisy. How can a person know a law that has never been taught? How can people be judged for knowledge they never had access to? From childhood, humans are bound by rules yet never guided into the wisdom to understand them. They learn to read, to write, to calculate, but not to defend themselves against the system that judges them. They are not raised as conscious citizens, they are molded as obedient participants in a mechanism far larger than themselves. This is not unique to one nation. It is universal. In rich countries and poor, in democracies and dictatorships, in lands that claim justice, and in lands that no longer bother to hide their injustice, the pattern repeats. Laws grow ever more labyrinthine. Legal frameworks shift like sand beneath their feet. Citizens are trapped between duty and ignorance. A global structure, designed not to uplift humanity, but to subjugate it. Even the instruments meant to protect, the state-funded lawyers, the advocates of justice, often betray their purpose. Meant to shield the vulnerable, they frequently act as silent enforcers of the system that sustains them. The human seeking hope, support, justice, becomes a pawn. Trust is exploited. Weakness is weaponized. Rights are reduced to empty bureaucracy. Consider a parent facing eviction in a European city. They approach the court seeking aid, only to be met with forms, deadlines, and rules they cannot comprehend. The lawyer assigned to help is overworked, underpaid, and must navigate the same system themselves. The result? The parent loses their home, punished for ignorance they never could overcome. Or consider migrant workers in countries where labor laws exist only on paper. They toil in factories, in fields, under dangerous conditions. They know they have rights, but they are never explained to them, never enforced. When they speak up, the system labels them troublemakers. Legal protection is promised, but unreachable. The law becomes a ghost, a shadow, not a shield. And all the while, the old doctrine echoes, everyone must know the law. A doctrine that frees the state of accountability and chains the citizen in blame. Not a foundation of justice, no. A trap. A net. A snare in which the human is caught not for wickedness, but for ignorance nurtured by design. A legal system is legitimate only when its citizens can truly understand what justice is. Where understanding is absent, there is no justice, only obedience. No freedom. Only dependence. No protection. Only control. Hear this, the struggle for justice begins not in courts, but in the mind of the human. Education is the first gateway. Independent legal guidance, the second. Transparency of law, the third. Without these three pillars, law is nothing but a shadow cast over a people who cannot see the light. As long as states fail to educate, as long as legal systems protect their own power, justice will remain a word. A hollow echo in an empty hall. Beautiful to hear, yet devoid of substance. True justice arises only when knowledge is free and accessible. When humans understand what binds them and what liberates them. When law ceases to be a weapon and becomes a guide. Only then can humanity breathe freely. Only then can justice be more than an illusion. Until that day, nations may speak of law, but they live in its shadow.